What's up, scumbags? What's up, motherfuckers? It's Sunday and there's no wrestling on tonight unless you count Impact Bound for Glory, which no one gives a rat's ass about. So I figured I'd make a video since there's no wrestling to watch, or no wrestling that I would watch. You know, I would never pay. I'm assuming Bound for Glory is a pay-per-view. I would never pay for this garbage. I don't know half of these people here. So I figured I'd make a video. I just read the results of Bound for Glory, so maybe at the end, if I have some time and effort, I'll go over those. But this video will primarily be about why New Japan Pro Wrestling absolutely sucks. And let's get to it. First, let's talk about the roster a little bit, just to get an idea of what we're dealing with here. All right, let's look at the champions, right? You can't see it, but I'm on the New Japan website looking at the roster and the champions. Champion 1, Okado from TNA. If anyone remembers, if anyone watched TNA a few years ago, there was a feud between the Pope D'Angelo Dinero and Samoa Joe. And in that feud, Okada, the person who now is Kazuchika Okada, he was the cameraman for, I believe, Samoa Joe. And he had a cameraman slash Kato from the Green Hornet gimmick. So, you know, he was beat up on a near weekly basis by D'Angelo Dinero, a real wrestler. And then he went to Japan and became a big star. That's kind of the story of everyone in New Japan Pro Wrestling is they sucked all over the world, and in Japan, they're big stars. They got some good ones. I'm not going to say they don't. They got some ones that I like. Some people, mainly from WWE, where the ball was dropped, and they're just good now because they just happened to be good the whole time, and just WWE dropped the ball on them. Not dropped the ball on them like didn't know what to do with them, but just they had better people. So, you know, some people fell through the cracks. Next, we have IWGP Intercontinental Champion Jay White. Now, this guy's supposed to be a big deal. He's a young guy. He came out of nowhere. I remember one of my friends at this place that I hang out at, he was saying, like, apparently one of the storylines was there was a guy called Switchblade who was, you know, this mysterious character that was attacking people, and he told me, he was like, yo, can you believe it? I'm like, what happened? Like, he's like, New Japan. I'm like, I don't watch that garbage. He's like, Switchblade was revealed to be Jay White. And, you know, much like everyone else in attendance probably, I was like, who the fuck is Jay White? And why am I supposed to care? But they pushed this guy all the way to the IC title. He sucks. His finishing move is like the Sister Abigail, but he does like a pose, like a little throat cut thing right before it. So it just looks dumb, and he's a small dude, so nothing to get excited about over here. Next, we have Lance Archer, another WWE reject, but he's one of the good ones. I like Lance Archer. He was Lance Hoyt in TNA. And he was Vance Archer, motherfuckers, in WWE. Lance Vance, who gives a fuck? The legend of Bagger Vance, or the legend of Archer Vance, or Archer Lance, whatever the fuck he calls himself. This guy's cool. He's a big dude. I dig it, you know? Apparently he's our U.S. champion now, which doesn't mean much, but hey, he's there. Next, we have Kenta, who's, based on this picture, just like even chubbier than he was before. He seems to be blonde now. Nothing special about Kenta. You know, everyone was excited when he came in. They announced him with Hulk Hogan. And then he started jobbing to like Tyler Breeze. So that's where he ranks on the cards. This guy sucks, unreliable, kept getting injured. They didn't give him like a real opportunity, I suppose. But I think you could just by looking at him, you knew that this guy wasn't going to get anywhere. He's like 5'7" and like a fat 180. So forget him. Will Ospreay, this guy I actually like. He's pretty good, man. Like, he can do high-flying moves. He does some sick moves. His finishing move, he lifts the guy up and does like a neck breaker kind of. So that's kind of nice. But that's about it. Like, he's definitely overrated, you know. A lot of people say, oh, this guy's the future. And, like, just his face, he looks like an idiot. So, you know, I mean, he's good for a cruiserweight champion, but I don't know. Maybe I'm sure WWE will sign him one day. Or AEW will sign him one day. He'll be like the next Ricochet. That's going to be a ceiling. Next, tag team champions, Tama Tonga, who, I mean, this guy is like the Bullet Club, basically. He's one of the original Bullet Club guys. And Tonga Loa, who, of course, you may know him under his Cholo gimmick of Camacho, when he was teaming up with Unico, who is now Sin Cara. This guy, there's nothing exciting about him. He was one of those people that, like, he wasn't small, but he wasn't big enough, motherfuckers. He wasn't big enough to ever be a star. He didn't have the charisma. They saddled him with, like, a Hispanic gimmick, even though he's Samoan. So that's all I got to say about that. Next up, IWGP junior heavyweight tag champs. Taiji Ishimori, I hear good things about this guy. He looks like every other guy they have. I mean, he's got some weird face paint and like he's angry. You know, that's like everyone's gimmick here, it seems. And El Fantasma, who seems to be a white guy with a Spanish name. He's like, these guys just look like jobbers. I don't like El Fantasma. I mean, come on. Really? El Fantasma? Like, that's even worse than Lince Dorado as a name. So there you go. Neverweight six-man tag champs. 3 jobbers. Let's call it like it is. Togi Makabe. I've seen this guy a couple of times. I like his style. You know, he looks like he's not a pussy. Ryusuke Taguchi. He ain't so bad. And Toru Yano, he's funny, but you know the shtick is played over, motherfuckers. Those are the champions. Now imagine what the rest of the roster looks like. I'm just gonna like go through it and just summarize it real fast. They got a guy named Alex Coughlin that I don't know. Amazing Red from TNA, who now has bitch tits and is probably older. Bad Luck Fale, who's dressed like fucking Gaddafi. Then you have Bushi, who is just another like luchador type. Then you have Chase Owens. This guy has Jobber written all over him. Then you have Jericho, which he's not even there anymore, but Jericho's cool. Even like his picture is like the coolest out of all of them. Just think about this, guys. If you find yourself at New Japan Pro Wrestling, 1972.com/profiles, where I'm at, you can look at all these people, right? Yeah, you have a bunch of young guys and a bunch of jobbers, and then you have Jericho. He's dressed in his like ring entrance gear with like the jacket with the metal spikes, and he's got the little Freddy Krueger hat, and he's got the face paint, and he's got a finger up to his mouth. Now, if you didn't know any of these people and you looked at this, you'd be like, whoa, that guy stands out, right? But think about what that means. The only guy here that doesn't need to do this, right? The only guy here that's actually a star and will go down in wrestling history and will be remembered, Jericho, is the only one who actually tries to have a character. Just think about what that means. That means that people like Clark Connors, who looks like one of the guys from TM61 and sucks, that guy what's his future going to be? Jericho, who's 50 years old, doesn't need a gimmick. He can just be like, I'm Jericho, dog. That's who I am. Everybody knows me. Has a gimmick and has like a character. Clark Connors, who should be trying to start his career and think to himself, man, what am I going to do to like get people to like look at me and, you know, become relevant? Oh, I know. I'll wear like white wrist straps and have no charisma visibly. Chris Sabin, this guy's always been a jobber. I don't like Chris Sabin. He's good in the ring, but I don't like him. Then we have Colt Cabana. He sucks. Dalton Castle. I like Dalton Castle. He's strong and he's got a gimmick. David Finlay, Finley's kid. He sucks. Then we have Sub-Zero, who they call Doki. This guy just looks like an idiot. Then you have Dragon Lee, who I like. El Desperado, who, I mean, normally I would say he sucks, but he's good compared to these idiots. Then we have El Fantasma, who has a completely different look here than he does up where he's like a champion. Completely different look. This guy screams no charisma. Then we have Evil, who is all right. Keep him around, I guess. Flip Gordon, I hate him. Gato, shouldn't be a wrestler. Hikuleo, I didn't know he was still there. Then we have some jobber named Hirai Kawato. This guy is probably one of those young lions or whatever the fuck they're called. Basically people that have no gimmicks yet. So you can't really judge him, but just based on his face, his gimmick should be that of like a guy missing a chromosome. Then we have Hiromu Takahashi, overrated. You know, he just comes out, grabs his hand, and says, "Ticking a time bomb." And like, this is like, is supposed to be a character. What the fuck does that even mean, ticking time bomb? What, he's like a loose cannon? He's not, though. He's just another wrestler. He doesn't act like a loose cannon. Like a Dean Ambrose, whatever, John Moxley. That could be like a ticking time bomb type gimmick, and then he could take the name. So he can go fuck himself too. Hiroki Goto, he's like the overly serious guy. He's like basically Vladimir Kozlov, who had a career. Then we have Tanahashi. Tanahashi, you know, hate him or love him, motherfuckers. This guy is legit. He looks like a star. He's got a cool haircut. I mean, you know, by Japanese standards. He's like 40-something years old and still looks to be in fantastic shape. And he's had good matches. I mean, his finisher is like a crossbody or a frog splash. So, you know, that's all you need to know about him, but I digress. Then we have Hiroyoshi Tenzan. I didn't know he was still around. Now he's wearing a mask, apparently. Then we have Jado, another jobber. Get rid of him. Jay Briscoe, a real star. He should be. I didn't know he was in New Japan, but if he is, like, you know, full time-ish, push him. Jay Lethal, same thing. Not as good as Jay Briscoe, but good enough. Then how many fucking people do they have named Jay? Then you have Jay White, who just looks like like the librarian from AEW. Just Jesus, just get rid of him. Then you have Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb's cool. He's a strong guy. I like him. John Moxley, he sucks. Jonathan Gresham, wasn't that like an announcer in WWE? Whatever. Get rid of him. Juice Robinson, now he has like he wears a lot of colors gimmick, it looks like. I don't know. Then Jushin Thunder Liger. Jushin Thunder Liger, like, he's a legend, they say, but, he's like 60,000 years old. Nobody really needs him around. Carl Fredericks, this guy looks big, but he has the same haircut as every other jobber, so get rid of him. Katsuyori Shibata, I like Shibata. I always have. This guy, he's like a no-nonsense, kick-you-in-the-face kind of guy. He should have been champion. I think he would have been champion if he didn't, if he knew how to wrestle, honestly. If he didn't headbutt a dude in real life and then, concuss himself or, cause, a brain, hemorrhaging, whatever the fuck happened to him. But I'm glad that he's back to some capacity. Okada, he will be remembered for his Okado run in TNA as a cameraman. He sucks. Kenta, he sucks. Kota Ibushi, this guy is legit. He's a star. He looks good. He's got a good physique. He can do awesome moves. This guy should have been in WWE. Obviously, they wanted to sign him after the Cruiserweight Classic, but apparently he's, according to someone that I know, he said no, and that's why, we were treated to TJP winning that nonsense, which automatically delegitimized the Cruiserweight title. Lance Archer, he's cool. Manabu Nakanishi, old guy. Keep him around just because he's old. Mark Briscoe, in my opinion, the better of the two Briscoe brothers. I love Mark Briscoe. Marty Scurll, this guy sucks. I know everybody loves Marty Scurll. Whoop, whoop, he sucks. All right? The villain. What the fuck does everyone, half the people are villains. What does the villain mean? He comes out with an umbrella? Why? Why does he come with an umbrella? The Plague Doctor mask, I can dig that. That's kind of cool. But, he's the villain like everyone else is the villain, The one thing I hate is that New Japan fanboys and just generally, smart neckbeards have this thing where, if someone one week comes out doing nothing, and then the next week they come out, I don't know, on a pogo stick, they'll be like, wow, what a great gimmick. Oh, this guy's new gimmick of pogo stick guy is incredible. Push him. I want him to be champion. No, fam. That's not how it works. Marty Scurll sucks. Mikey Nichols, I'm pretty sure this is one of the dudes on TM61. He's the one that looks more retarded. The one that Shane Thorne in WWE is the better one. So this guy left. Good. Maybe out of this we can get Shane Thorne to have some sort of push. But this guy, I don't like him. Never have. Minoru Suzuki. This guy's a monster. Just look, if you're on this page like I am, and you just look at his face, this guy is a man that understands entertainment. He understands wrestling, and he has the look of a guy that could kill you, right? If you compare him to Marty Scurll, who has a man bun, right? It's just ridiculous. Why would the man bun guy even cross the street? If Minoru Suzuki is waiting on the other side, let alone wrestle him in a ring, it's retarded. Minoru Suzuki is awesome. Ren Narita. This guy looks a little bit like a frog, but I think he's one of those jobbers. Then we have Robbie Eagles. Oh my God, this guy, what is this guy? He's like a white Velveteen Dream, except he looks stupid, man. And he's kind of chubby, and he's got stupid tattoos, and his name is fucking Robbie Eagles. Just get rid of this guy immediately. Rocky Romero, considering what he is, which is a cruiserweight jobber, this guy's learned Japanese. He's transitioned, he's tried to transition into being a manager, so I can kind of dig that. He ain't bad. Keep him around. Ryusuke Taguchi, he's all right. Keep him there. Sonata's decent in the ring, overrated, has no gimmick. He can change his hairstyles as many times as he wants. He sucks. Then we have Kojima. I don't know how this guy's still relevant, but he still looks decent for a man in his 50s. Keep him around. Shingo Takagi. He's wearing anal beads on his neck. Get rid of him. Sho, and I guess we'll talk about Yo here as well. These guys, they're cool. I like them. Keep them around. With Rocky Romero, they get it done. Shota Umino. Now, I'm going to just start skipping these jobbers that don't have gimmicks yet, so we're going to skip him. Taichi, he's fat. Get rid of him. Taiji Ishimori. He has a kabuki mask. He has a stupid haircut, pardon me. Get rid of him. Taka Michinoku, an all-time legend. One of the most entertaining Japanese wrestlers they've ever had in WWE. He's only second, in my opinion, to Tajiri, but he was awesome. I remember him. Good part of my childhood, motherfuckers. Tama Tonga, he thinks he's better than he is, but he's not as bad as these other people. Tama Tonga thinks he's like a star. He's not. Let's be honest. He's not a star. He never will be. Tangaloa, even worse. Naito. All right, I dig Naito. I like the fact that he took like a a Mexican gimmick, Los Ingobernables, and he transitioned that to Los Ingobernables de Japón. It's cool. It just is cool. Therefore, Naito is cool. Tiger Mask, I don't care. TJP is here apparently. Now he's got tattoos on his arms. Still looks like an idiot. Still looks like a jobber. Toa Hanare, this guy's a monster. He should get a push. Togi Makabe, we talked about him. Honma is still here. He's all right. Tomohiro Ishii, he's awesome. He looks like a guy. He's like 5'6" or something and stocky, but he looks like a guy that can fuck you up, so I like him. Tomoyuki Oka. All right, we got to talk about Oka because a while ago, I was listening to Dave Meltzer saying things like, well, if we compare Tomoyuki Oka with Mojo Rawley, I don't understand how Tomoyuki Oka could be so much better. What do you mean he's so much better? He's like a no-gimmick jobber. His entire career was like doing the Boston Crab. He sucks. Get rid of him. Toru Yano, he's one of the few people in Japan that has a character, so that's cool. Volador Jr., I've only seen him in TNA a few times with a mask. Now he has no mask. He's decent, I guess. Will Ospreay, we talked about him. Yo, we talked about him kind of. Yoshihashi, he's fatter than he's ever been. Get rid of him. Yoshinobu Kanemaru, I like him because he does things like spit whiskey in people's faces. What's it called? The Yamazaki whiskey or Yakushka whiskey. I forget which one he spits. He's cool. Yoda Tsuji, this guy looks older, but he looks like a jobber. He looks like a black tights jobber. Yuji Nagata, this guy's got to be near 60. He looks like he should be a politician or something. Get rid of him. Yujiro Takahashi, the Tokyo Pimp. This guy's underrated. He should win a singles title. Yuya Uemura, this guy just looks like a kid. Get rid of him. Zack Sabre Jr., overrated. I could beat him up. I don't give a rat's ass. If people keep saying, oh, Zack Sabre Jr. trained at like, I don't know, Randy Couture's gym, or like, oh, he was part of like the same class with Daniel Bryan. They learned I don't care, man. This guy is like, he's just a skinny dude, man. Like, if this guy were to come up to me like in real life, I'd smack him in the face and he would do nothing. He might try to do one of his little leg locks, but when I would elbow him in the throat, he'd be done. So that's all I gotta say about that. So as you can see, motherfucks, New Japan Pro Wrestling has no future. I will say, Bullet Club was cool when it started. And the concept was you have these foreigners, right? These white devils, basically, and a few, Tongans. You have these bastards that are coming here and just cheating in matches and doing like American wrestling things, like Western wrestling tactics, like low blows, interference, things that in Japan are like frowned down upon. And that's why they got over. They didn't get over because of Finn Balor. That guy, like, he looks like he's retarded, but he looks like a wethead, neither here nor there. They got over primarily because of people like Carl Anderson, who were and kind of still are awesome. The Young Bucks brought some sort of legitimacy because they were like big names that weren't doing anything, so they put him with them. And then, of course, primarily they got over because of AJ Styles, motherfuckers. He came in like his first match, won the title. That's all that mattered. And Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, once they started getting control of it, it became this goofball. Like, I remember there was a match I saw. It was like 3 jobbers versus AJ and the Young Bucks, and it was awesome. AJ Styles had a dude in like a Styles Clash. Young Bucks did a super kick to the guy's face while he was in the Styles Clash. AJ hit the Styles Clash. It was a sick finish. Now we have to like watch this like gimmicky and like fake looking wrestling that we're getting at AEW a lot of the time. So there you go. Other than Bullet Club, what the fuck have these guys done? You can like, all right, Naito, he's cool, but he is the Randy Orton of New Japan, or even worse, he might be like the Jeff Hardy of New Japan. He's a guy that like might win the title once for a couple of weeks, and then he's dropping it to Triple H, motherfuckers. He's dropping it to Okada, who is obviously their golden boy. I think Okada's broken like every record there is to break with being the world heavyweight champion, and he's like 29 or like 31 or like somewhere in that range. And the problem I have with Okada is that like this guy just isn't that good, man. Like his moves are like if there was like tiers of moves, like if there were moves that you could unlock in the next WWE game, all of his moves would be like tier 1 moves, right? His finisher is a clothesline, and I got nothing against clothesline finishers. One of my favorite finishers of all time, if not the favorite finisher of all time, is the clothesline from hell. But only because you had a 320-pound monster called Bradshaw or JBL running towards you at an abnormally fast pace, hitting you with all his might, stiff. it looked like it would take your head off, right? Or motherfuckers, if he wanted to, he could take your head off. He might hit you not that hard because it's a fake sport. But if he wanted to, he could destroy your neck with that. Now Okada is like this guy cannot be weighing more than like 220, 225, right? This guy is like by 2006 standards, this guy would be a cruiserweight. He'd be wrestling like Gregory Helms. You know what I mean? Which was awesome. Don't get me wrong. So this guy as heavyweight champion is just not believable. Like it's just weird to have him and have him beat people like, I don't know, Toa Hanare, who I know he's a jobber, but still, like he's a big dude. Or even like Tanahashi, who may be like 230, 225, but he's a stocky, muscular one. It's kind of like that one time when Eddie Guerrero came back to like feud with Rob Van Dam, and he had, like his physique was at another level, man. It was obviously all roids, but he was just a beast. He looked like a dude that could be a heavyweight, even though his entire career he was a cruiserweight up until that point, more or less. So there you go. Other than that, what does New Japan have? Oh, the Rainmaker? What the fuck does that mean? He just like money, like what does that mean? Like he does this little stupid pose and money falls from the skies? Like it's not a gimmick, man. That's just like, that's a gimmick for people that just like names. You ever have any friends that come to you with like a business idea? And they're like, yo, man, I got a business idea. And you're like, yo, what is it? Like, that's kind of cool. And then their business idea is just like a name, right? They're like, well, I thought of like this cool name, like Rainmaker Burgers. Or like our business model is we make burgers. And I'm like, hey, so you want to start a burger shop? Like you can tell the idea came with just like, let's think of a cool word, Rainmaker. And then let's pretend that this guy has a character. He doesn't. They should just revert him back to Okado, the cameraman jobber. That's what I think. Let's see, how long have I been speaking in this video? About 20 minutes. So I'll talk for a few more minutes about other things, motherfuckers. Let's quickly talk about the Bound for Glory results. I'm only reading them here. Turns out that Eddie Edwards won the Call Your Shot Battle Royal. No one probably gave a rat's ass. Eddie Edwards, this guy has like, he peaked when he was in ROH in interest. And then since then, he has just gone down and down and down the card. Nothing cool about this guy. I figured that like he would use this opportunity to, I don't know what the rules of the Call Your Shot Battle Royal are, but presumably it's like a Money in the Bank type thing. I figured he'd just use it today. Everyone in this match, from what I understand, sounds like shit. Reno Scum, I saw them on like the internet or something, like randomly. They look like two jobbers. Joey Ryan, like one of the worst wrestling acts of all time. Desi Hit Squad, like, I'm assuming they're like Indians of some sort. And the Deaners, which I'm assuming involves Cody Deaner. They all sound like jobbers. Then that apparently there were broads in this match too. So you had Rosemary, who I've always liked. You know, I liked Decay. Decay was cool. Like that was like a high point for TNA. They were like a legit like gimmick, and they were a legit stable because they would like put thumbtacks at people's mouths and then DDT them, you know, and like it fit their character. So, and she was like the star of that. It wasn't Abyss, it wasn't the clown guy, it was Rosemary. But I mean, to have Rosemary in a match with someone like Mahabali Shira or what Sawyer Fulton is ridiculous, man. These people should not be in the same match. Sawyer Fulton is like 6'8". It's preposterous. Oh, apparently Hornswoggle was here too. This must have been treated like, wait, Hornswoggle was in this match. So if Hornswoggle had won the Call Your Shot Battle Royal, he would have like a money. That's ridiculous. That's just fucking stupid. Then we have Taya Valkyrie versus Emma from WWE. No one probably cared. It just says here Taya Valkyrie wins via pinfall after Road to Valhalla, which is a pretty cool name considering she's Taya Valkyrie, motherfucks. Then we have the North. I've seen pictures of these guys that look like jobbers versus RVD and Rhino and Rich Swann and Willie Mack. RVD apparently turned on Rhino. Probably no one cared. Let's be real. Then Elgin versus Marufuji. Elgin wins. Marufuji's cool. Elgin is cool. Elgin should have been signed to WWE. Then we have what appears to be an Impact X Division Championship ladder match between Jake Christ probably, versus, oh god, another match with broads versus Tessa Blanchard, who I get it, man. Tessa Blanchard is like the one now. She's the one that when WWE signs her, everyone's going to be like, Tessa Blanchard is the best wrestler of all time. Whatever, who cares? The only match I've seen of hers was one time I was at an indie show and she was there, and Tully Blanchard, like my friend took me to a wrestling show because I'm a big wrestling fan, as you guys can tell, motherfuckers. And he took me there to meet Ric Flair. He got me one of those like packages where you get to go and like meet Ric Flair. And that's like all we cared about, right? I was like, I think we left the show early. And the people that were advertising the show were like fucking Damian Sandow. He had just been released at that time. And they had Tessa Blanchard there too. First time I saw her, my friend thought she was hot. I kind of think she looks retarded. It is what it is. Then I also saw her in that match with Ricochet, and that was just a spot fest. It was just stupid. But she's in this match. There's a guy called Ace Austin. That's just a dumb name. And there's also a guy named AC Romero and Daga for the X Division title. This is a title, motherfuckers, that was held by Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, and he took it seriously, and Samoa Joe, who was the best X Division champion ever. And a title held by Kurt Angle. So now you want me to like take a title held by Kurt Angle and have it be held by Tessa Blanchard? You fucking kidding me? That's ridiculous, man. Like, I understand people are going to be like, well, China held the IC title. Yeah, motherfuckers. China's the greatest female wrestler of all time. She's not Tessa fucking Blanchard. Anyways, then we had Moose versus Ken Shamrock. I just saw a clip on YouTube. Ken Shamrock looks like a monster, but he moves like an old man because he is an old man. Apparently, Moose wins by pinfall after hitting a spear, and Frank Trigg was involved. I haven't heard his name in a long time, motherfuckers, in the match. Then we had that's it, motherfuckers. We only have one more match. Main event, Brian Cage versus Sami Callihan, who I've also seen Sami Callihan in the Indies. Brian Cage, in my opinion, one of the best wrestlers right now. I haven't seen many of his matches recently, like since he became champion, but I saw some of his stuff in Lucha Underground. This guy is a monster. This looks like a guy that Vince McMahon would love to have, and I think he was signed to WWE a while ago. Who knows what happened, but this guy should be in WWE, and he should be champion. That's right, my boys, I said it. So anyways, that's where TNA's at now. I've been watching a lot of Aces and Eights videos on YouTube recently, because I'm one of the people that actually thought that was awesome. And TNA has fallen significantly. So, just a recap for the week since it's Sunday. WWE sucked ass on Raw. Seth Rollins burned down like the Firefly Funhouse or whatever the fuck it's called. That was fucking stupid. He just burned a table, and we're supposed to like, why would Bray Wyatt give a rat's ass? Like, I hope this is not some sort of like attempt to just delete the Firefly Funhouse as like a weekly thing. Not that I like it. I think it's fucking stupid. But, you know, you can't take it out because Seth Rollins burned a table. SmackDown, we had Bayley fucking... I still keep thinking that SmackDown was on Tuesdays. That's why I went to that next. You had Bayley coming out and with a new haircut and winning the title. Could have been worse. Or was that last week? That was last week, motherfuckers. What am I talking about? Whatever. We'll count that too. And then this week on SmackDown, pretty much nothing fucking happened. Let's be real. It was a complete shit show. And AEW, I fucking hate to say it, man. Like, the thing that I remember the most is AEW. I think the best matches were on NXT this week, by far. But AEW, like, actually has some direct... I fucking can't... I swear to God, motherfuckers. I made this channel thinking that my entire motivation was to just shit on AEW because I fucking hate, like, Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks. But I hate to say it, but I gotta be fair. They put on that, like, this month, like, since they started their show, they've been better than WWE and definitely better than TNA consistently. I would give the edge to NXT this week. This was one of the weaker AEW episodes, but nonetheless, it was still good. It's furthering a storyline. Hopefully, once we get past this Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes nonsense, then we can move on to, like, something better, like where Jericho can actually wrestle someone that's fun, not like four-move Cody. But anyways, despite that, AEW was tight. NXT was tight. That's the only day that I look forward to in wrestling. Tomorrow's Monday, so I'm going to make a video about Raw, I'm sure, but it's probably going to suck ass. So anyways, motherfuckers, happy Sunday to all you, to all you bag whackers. Anyways, that's what I got to say about that. I go, fuck yourselves and prepare, fuckers. Prepare for two things. Number one, next week, Monday Night Raw review. A review after every show, and probably the SmackDown one will be on Saturday or something. But a review after every show, and more importantly, prepare for my continued growth, bitches. In like a week and a half or whatever, however long I've been doing this, I think it's like less than 2 weeks, but it may have been more because I think I've done 3 AEW reviews. But yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. In like 2 or 3 weeks, I have gone from 0 subscribers to 4 to 6 to 8. Obviously, I went to 5 and 7 as well, but when I've looked, it's been 4, 6, 8, and today, motherfuckers, we're at 11. That's right. Only one more, and then we get to the dirty dozen, which has always been one of my goals. So if you're listening to this video and you're enjoying it, which of course you are because I'm only speaking truths here, then click like, and more importantly, click subscribe. You want to be part of this early. You want to be one of the core people, one of my friends here. Before I start getting thousands and thousands of subscribers, have you seen the channels that I'm competing with? It's only a matter of time, fuckers. It's only a matter of time before my voice gets to the ears. And once it does, it'll be over. These people will not be able to compete against me. People like General Jerry and these people that have been doing it with their like, just, oh, look at my face. Like, I retweeted like Road Dogg. And don't get me wrong, I like General Jerry. You know, I've been watching him myself. But I will say that I am better than all these people. No disrespect, no hate. Well, maybe a little bit of hate because they do call me the hater. But I am better than these people. I believe that I am the best person ever on YouTube. That's right, PewDiePie. I'm coming for you, motherfucker. I almost channeled a little bit of Booker T in there, but let's keep it not rated X. Let's keep it a little bit more like PG-13, rated R here, motherfuckers. Anyways, thanks for watching. Go fuck yourself.